Mopay nga aga haaton nga tanan. Ako si Dr. Charlie Labarda. Uh, just like so many of you, uh, we also have uh, experiences the challenges the pandemic in relation to taking care of our children. So I entitled this presentation as uh, "Stay Healthy in a How to Stay Healthy in a Pandemic by Sleeping Right." Healthy homes, healthy schools. So we have just three short objectives for this presentation. One is after this presentation, parents will be able to enumerate the challenges to healthy sleeping habits during a pandemic. Number two, to discuss why sleep is important in the middle of a pandemic. And number three, to apply suggestions on how to maintain healthy sleeping habits, especially among your children. So the pandemic has disrupted our daily life. And because of the loose of routine, for example, di rin na kita na matayat aga, nagdadali, pag sulod alas 8 ng opisina o ng eskwelahan, uh, because of the pandemic, we also have increased anxiety and worry as a result about the uncertainty about the future. For many of us, the pandemic also has brought loss of income, especially for the OFWs, no, or our daily wage earners. This has added to the worries and anxieties of many parents. Also, some of us might have loved ones, or friends, or families who have been affected by the virus, or we ourselves are afraid of getting the virus. And also as a result of the social distancing, lockdowns, many suffer depression and isolation. And also because the new normal, people are forced to work from home, children are forced to stay at home. This results to greater family and work stress for many of us because there's now the loose of boundary between family time and work time. And this creates new dynamics in the family. Also, because of the new normal, many of us are spending more time in front of our screen monitors, TV, computer screens, due not only because children have more time in their hands to do screen time, use their gadget, but also for parents who are working from home. They need to use the computers and access the internet. As a result, many are facing stress-related fatigue. And these are some of the challenges that the new normal has brought to us. So why is sleep important and why do you want to focus on the topic of sleep this morning as we welcome the new school year in the midst of the new normal? So in the time of crisis, or for example now, in the time of pandemic or other disasters, one of the early few things that easily gets affected is that of our sleeping patterns. During times of crisis, people tend to have poor sleeping patterns. And this is important because, especially now in the time of pandemic, we need to have a strong immune system. And sleep actually empowers us to have an effective immune system. And when people have poor sleeping habits, this lowers down their immunity. Also, when people lose sleep or have poor sleeping habits, they have a problem because actually good sleep heightens our brain function. In fact, I usually say that sleep makes us more intelligent because the mind works better. In fact, learning occurs during sleep. Memory consolidation, or what we call long-term memory consolidation, occurs during sleep. So if you want your children to be more intelligent, or if you want to work better in your office, in your work demands, you have to have good sleeping patterns because good sleep contributes to complex thinking, learning, memory, and decision making. So both for kids and for adults, good sleep makes us more intelligent, more mentally sharp. That's why sleep is very important. And Also, sleep enhances the mood. It makes us feel better. So the lack of sleep actually makes one irritable, makes one have low energy. And in fact, if you lose your proper sleep or you have sleeping problems, it may cause or worsen depression. And not only that, many mental health problems actually are worsened or uh, exacerbated by lack of sleep, including anxiety disorders, bipolar disorders, or even post-traumatic stress disorders. So given the importance of sleep, then what can we do so that we can help our children have good sleeping habits and as a result have better health and more intelligence and better mood and be able to rise up to the challenges of the new normal? So how can we have healthier sleep and lifestyle? So here are some of the few things that we can do. One is that we could actually set our schedule so that we'll have routine, restore routine in our day-to-day life. So we should have a schedule for waking up time, winding down time, and for bedtime. Having regular waking up time, like for example, you decide to wake up at 7 o'clock and then have a sleep at 9 o'clock, it allows the body to have a regular sleeping pattern, and it helps our body to cope with the established regular circadian rhythm, which will allow us to have a regular sleeping pattern. Many people suffer from insomnia and other sleep disturbances because of the loss of regularity in sleeping, waking up time or sleeping time. So we need to schedule when we will sleep and when we will wake up in the morning. So we need at least, for adults, we need to have at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every day. For children, we need to have at least 9 to 12 hours depending on the age. The younger the child, the longer the sleeping time that we need to be able to function normally in a day. And also, aside from establishing the routinary sleeping time and waking up time for our kids and for ourselves, we also need to establish other routines. One routine that we need to establish, even if you're working from home, or even if we have remote classes, is that we need to take a bath every day and get dressed up, even if you're not leaving the house. So avoid not showering or not changing your clothes, even if you're not going out, because we need those routine. Aside from the hygiene aspect of it, we need to have to establish that pattern. Also, we need to have regular eating times. No? So you have breakfast at the same time of the day, have lunch at 12 or 1 o'clock, then dinner at 7 or 8 o'clock, and avoid a regular eating time, because not only will it cause problems in terms of the schedule, but also the studies have shown it leads to overeating or malnutrition or obesity if we don't have proper meals during the regular times of the day. So also, we also need to block up specific time for work. So let's schedule work from 8 to 4 during the day, and then from 4 to 5, we block off the time for exercise or for other hobbies that we want to have. So these 4 simple routines to do every day can actually help us establish good routine in our day-to-day life, so that it will help our kids become much more healthy and much more emotionally stable and be able to cope with the challenges of the new normal. Also, we suggest that studies have shown it's better that we don't do our work or studying in the bed. So we should always reserve your bed for sleep. So avoid bringing in your entertainment system to your bedroom, because that will cause problems in terms of your sleep. Also, many people, because of the lockdown, are not going out of the house, and sometimes they don't know whether it's night or day, especially if you have a big house or if your house have a lot of curtains, you don't know if there's sunlight outside. In fact, many scientists have shown that we need to have exposure to sunlight every day. We need to spend some time outside in natural light, because it helps in the circadian rhythm of our body. so that our body knows, no, whether it's day or night. My daughter is always saying to me that during this lockdown, she only knows that it is night or day, not the hour of the day anymore, because of the loss of the schedules and routines in our daily life. It's important that we need to establish that regularity of our circadian rhythm because it will help us have better sleep at night. So open the windows, also avoid overuse of the gadgets, cell phones, computer screens, because these gadgets, these devices actually needs blue light, and blue light, studies have shown, actually disrupts our circadian rhythm. So avoid using gadgets an hour before the bed. Do not use it to relax at night. Instead, 1 hour before your bedtime, do away with your gadgets. Try to do some other activities to relax, like reading, instead of doing Facebook or watching telenovela. Also, in your device, try to minimize or filter blue light. There's settings in the apps that can help you to do that. And when we sleep also, it's better to avoid turning on the lights. So it's better that we sleep with the lights off so that the body will know that it is already night. However, during this pandemic, we should also be careful that we don't oversleep. So be careful with naps, because if you sleep a lot during the day, it might interfere with good sleeping pattern during the night. So just like this cupcake, too much of sleeping during the day is not good. So avoid too much naps during the day. Also, we stay active, physically active. So walk, go out, run in the neighborhood, of course, with your mask on. Engage in dancing if you like dancing, or even TikTok if you want to do TikTok. Gardening, go out to the garden, to the backyard, cultivate some plants. It helps with your physical health aside from also improving your mental health. So we should stay active during this time of the pandemic, because staying active actually also helps us with our sleeping patterns. Also, practice kindness and foster connections with people, because the more kind you are to your children or to your family members, it reduces stress in yourself and avoid the harmful effects in your mood. And so you'll notice that if you're angry with someone, it's difficult to sleep at night, or you're unable to sleep well. So one key to better sleep at night is being kind to yourself and to others. Also avoid too much negativity, so find positive stories. So avoid too much exposure to social media that focus on negative stories. Also use technology like Facebook Messenger, Zoom, or Skype, or Viber to connect or keep in touch with family members or friends who are far away or not with you in the household. This allows you to maintain social connections, which is important also for our health. And also learn to relax. So if we have some other time, we could talk about relaxation techniques like deep breathing, how to do stretching. Some people like yoga, mindfulness exercises, or even meditation to help them relax. Some people relax with the good music, or some people like me enjoy quiet reading to relax. So there are different ways to relax, but all of these are important for us to have good sleeping patterns. Also, we should avoid too much news and social media exposure. As I mentioned earlier, we should avoid information overload, because too much information, especially negative news that makes us emotionally disturbed, is not healthy for us. So select a few reliable sources of information and schedule the time during the day when you read the news. Do not focus on them too much. Just read what is enough so that you'll keep updated with what's happening in the world. And if possible, avoid social media usage. It's been found out in research that social media exposure is not good also for your health. Also, watch out what you eat and drink, especially nowadays when you're staying at home. Do not stock up junk food in the house, because children have easy access to the kitchen. So that it's better to stock up with fruits and vegetables at home rather than chips or junk food, because with the time that we have on our hands, sometimes we are tempted to eat whatever we see in our refrigerator or in the cabinet or on the table. So it helps to watch out for what we eat, and so be deliberate about what kind of food are we eating and what time we eat during the day. So in summary, stay at home and stay healthy in order for us to adjust to the new normal. However, focusing on good sleeping habits, good sleeping patterns will allow us to have better immune system. Physically, be able to resist the virus, and also at the same time have good mental health. And in fact, sleep allows us to be much more functional, be more intelligent. So for our kids, they're able to learn better. So especially now that they're doing online or remote learning, better sleeping patterns, good sleeping habits for them will contribute to better school performance, so that we will be able to help them also adjust to the demands of the new normal. So thank you very much for listening. And if you have any questions or clarifications, since we are not able to talk with you directly face-to-face, you can shoot an email to me at charleslabar@gmail.com. I could share with you resources on how better to cope with the challenges brought to us by the new normal. And I'm sure this school year we will be facing a lot of challenges. But I hope that as parents, we'll be able to start with something very concrete, very important, and that is improve the sleeping patterns of our children and even of ourselves. And I will tell you, this will have a lot of impact, not only in terms of our physical health, but also in terms of our emotional health, but also will improve and make us better in terms of learning and working, and make our children much more intelligent. Thank you very much, and good luck to all of you parents as we face the challenge of the new school year.